The Grammy-nominated gospel group Virtue is coming back with a new album.
That's right. It's called Fearless, and it comes after a 10-year hiatus for the trio of real-life sisters, one of whom lives in Mitchellville. The group sat down with our Byron Scott.
Joined by the gospel group Virtue, three sisters from New Orleans who sing and been singing for quite some time. Talk about, first let me tell you who's who. This is your Heather.
Yes.
Heather, get this correct, Heather Martin, Ebony Holland, and Karimba Kibble. Sorry, okay. How have you guys been? You've been away for a long time, 10 years.
We have been tending to family,
Okay.
spending time with each other. Ebony's a teacher, Heather's a teacher, I'm in school. Just took a break, and now we're ready to come back.
And you have 6 albums, but you took 10 years off.
Almost 10.
Why that period of time? And what's been happening? I understand a lot has happened in your lives over those 10 years.
Yeah, it wasn't like we said, okay, we're going to take 10 years off. It was just kind of what happened. The Lord just kind of led us to that break, and that time in our lives, it was a big time for us to grow and I think we grew up in that time, and we experienced life. You know, we had never lost anybody. Unfortunately, life happens. We never lost anybody close to us. We lost in that time our dad, our sister, oldest sister, and our grandmother in that time. But also some triumphant things happened for us in that time. I had 4 kids in that time frame. Karima had 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
And I have 1 too.
Yeah, Ebony has 1 too.
So Ebony, talk about how all this helped, if it did, in putting together a new album, going back into the studio.
Well, you know what? Just taking the time out for family and being with family, and we prayed together on the phone. We always talking to each other on the phone, and we were approached several times to come back in the industry and do an album, but it just wasn't the right time for us. And we asked the Lord, is this what you want us to do? And at that time, it just wasn't the right time. So about a year or 2 ago, a friend of ours approached us, and we avoided him for about a year or so. And we're like, no, we don't want to do it. But then, you know, the Lord kept telling us, hey, this is what I want you to do. I want you to come back and to minister to the people, and we want everybody to hear your voices and to bless others. And so this was happening.
Talk about your latest album. Came out, I believe, in February, about a month ago.
That was actually the last studio record we recorded. It was entitled Testimony, and now Testimony Reloaded. And we added 2 new tracks to it, just to give our fans something to tide them over until the new release of Fearless, which will come out in May of this year. So yeah, we're very excited about it. And so we just wanted to give, you know, a little something extra.
You guys are touring, as I understand as well, going to be down in...
Yeah, we're going to be in Selma for the 50th anniversary down there.
Sunday.
Yeah, we're going to be performing we're excited.
All-Star Choir.
Yeah.
What is your message to your fans, and has that changed over the years?
I think it's the same message that, you know, there is hope, that Jesus, you know, died and rose again, and that he's coming back for us, and that we need to live our lives, you know, like there's something more to look forward to. And but I think our message, the way we probably communicate that, is different, because now, you know, some things you can speak about when you hear about it, or just from a hearsay, or like your mama's testimony, but now it's our testimony. It's what we've lived. It's our truth of how to make it, that you can make it through anything.
Is all of that in your new CD coming out next month, in May rather?
Absolutely.
Fearless.
Fearless.
Our single is You Are, and it talks about those things, how we can't live without God, and he's our everything. So that's been out since November.
Yeah, it's doing really, it's in the top 20 right now.
And you guys are going to be someplace out in the West Coast, I think, or Chicago, someplace soon?
Yeah, the Gospel Superfest, which will be March 20th. And then there's the Stellar Awards coming up at the end of the month. So
in Vegas.
Las Vegas.
Yeah, have a lot to look forward to. Fun stuff.
Okay, ladies, Ebony Holland, Heather Martin, and Karima, got to correct that time.
Yes.
Kibble, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us. And we just want to let everybody know that we're on Twitter and Instagram as Virtue Girls. We're on Facebook as Virtue, and we also have a website, virtuegirls3.com.
Okay, thank you.
Well, they are just lovely. Virtue's current single is 25 on the Billboard Gospel charts, and again, the new album is due out in May.